What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to the rebuild here on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. In today's video, we have a rebuild of a team that has not made the playoffs since 2006, that being the Sacramento Kings. This is a team and a fan base that has had to go through a whole lot of pain for the past decade plus. I mean, my God, this franchise has been one of the laughingstocks of the league. Now, they've done a lot right recently. I didn't think trading Tyrese Halliburton was one of them. I still don't think that trading Tyrese Halliburton was one of them. But I like the draft picks they've made. I like the signings they've made. I currently have this team slotted as an 11 seed currently in my predictions right now next year. I think they could go up all the way to maybe 9, but I'm going to put them conservatively around number 11. But something that you might not be able to say in a long time, I think the future is somewhat bright here in Sacramento. I'll give you my entire thoughts on this current team and their roster and all the moves we're going to go ahead and make once we get in the video. But real quickly, before we do, of course, if you guys are new around here, if not yet subscribed to the channel, we'd love to have you. Hit that sub button, stick around a while. I'd appreciate it. On top of that, continue to let me know what other rebuilds you guys do want to see down below in the comment section. I'm doing the Kings today because I did get a couple of requests to them, so huge thank you to all of you that commented to do a Kings rebuild. Of course, let me know what you guys want to see down below in the comment section. And without further ado, man, this team has not been in the playoffs since 2006. We have a very big goal of getting the championship today. Let's hop in and do this. I want to start off by saying this. Yes, I just said a few seconds ago that this team has made a lot of good moves. That doesn't mean we're necessarily up in the contention department right now. We still have some trades to make if we want to be anywhere near a playoff contending team. Let's hop into this roster right now. We have De'Aaron Fox, who I continue to believe is one of the most slept on players in the league. 84 overall, I feel is a little bit too low for him. It's a little bit disrespectful. 95% chance he's not going anywhere through the entirety of this video. He's also locked up long term, which is very nice. We have Davion Mitchell here, who's somebody that does progress really well. So we have two really good point guard options here for us. He'll probably end up being the sixth man for the majority of this video. We also have Sam Merrill here. Unfortunately, probably really won't be getting any playing time. We have Malik Monk, a teammate, a college teammate at Kentucky of De'Aaron Fox. They were so good together at Kentucky. I'm happy that he now found a new home in Sacramento. He signed a 2-year deal with this team. He'll definitely be our starter for year one. Past that, I'm not really sure. We do have 3 good shooting guard options here. We have Kevin Huerter, who's on a rather large contract with this team. I don't know if I'm in the mood to pay Kevin Huerter this much money throughout the entire video, but time will tell, obviously. And then we do have Terrence Davis here as well, who's on a 1-year contract. We'll see what I end up doing with him. Obviously, I don't really need 3 shooting guards, so somebody's going to have to be the odd man out, but there is a decent amount of talent here at the shooting guard spot. We have Harrison Barnes, and if you're a Harrison Barnes fan, I'm going to apologize in advance because he's definitely going to be one of the pieces I move before we do start simming year one. Reason for that, he's an expiring contract. He's 30 years old. He's not really a long-term option for me at the starting small forward spot. So if I can get an upgrade there, I'm definitely going to go ahead and take it. Even if it's not an immediate upgrade, I'll take somebody on a multi-year deal. We have Keegan Murray, the 4th overall draft pick of the 2022 draft. I am pretty high on him. I think he definitely has the potential to win Rookie of the Year this year, especially in this situation in Sacramento. Most likely going to be my starter the entire video. Hopefully he progresses really well. We have Trey Lyles, Chimzi Metu, and then we have Keziak Paula. So some decent backup options there at the power forward spot. There's really no game changers there in my opinion, but they're decent backup options for now. Then we have Domantas Sabonis, who many consider probably the best player on this team. I might still give that nod to De'Aaron Fox because I'm a big De'Aaron Fox fan. But Sabonis is here. He was obviously one of the pieces they moved over in that trade for Tyrese Halliburton. I still don't really get why the Sacramento Kings did that. I kind of can see it, but in my opinion, Tyrese Halliburton, I would much rather have him on this team than I would Domantas Sabonis. But he's here. He's on a contract. He's 26 years old, and he's a good player. So we're going to go ahead, make do with what we got with them. Then we have Rashawn Holmes, very good backup center option here. I also believe a 75 overall is a little bit too low for him. I believe he should probably be. What were his numbers last year? Let me check out these numbers. Hey, he's around 10 and 7. Yeah, he's also a 40% three-point shooter. Jesus Christ. There's no way he shot a lot of threes, though. And then Alex Len's here as well. Definitely a piece that could be traded. But those are my thoughts on this current roster. As I'm sure a lot of you know, we are going to be making some trades. Let's just get right into them. We're going to go ahead and make this trade here with the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, straight up looking at this, you might say this is a weird trade. It really doesn't make much sense. And you're not necessarily wrong. The reason I'm kind of doing this trade is we're going to slide Norman Powell to the small forward spot. He's on a multi-year contract. He's a piece I can move this offseason versus Harrison Barnes just walking out the goddamn door. Terrence Davis is going to go ahead and get moved strictly based off the fact that we do not need 3 shooting guards. He's also on a 1-year deal. I'm kind of okay with getting rid of him at this point. We're also getting John Wall, who, if I'm being honest with you, I'm just going to go ahead and trade. I don't really need John Wall on this team. I have 2 really good point guard options here with Fox and Mitchell, so I don't think John Wall probably wants to be part of this rebuild anyway. So John Wall is going to get traded. At this point in time, I'm going to slide Norman Powell up to that small forward spot. We're going to make one or two more trades, I think. Our next trade here is going to be coming with the New York Knicks. We're going to be sending them John Walls, Trey Lyles, and a second-round draft pick. We're going to pick up Obi Toppin here. He's obviously the focal point of this trade. We're going to see if maybe finding him a new home, a little bit of a bigger role, can maybe tap into some of that untapped potential that I think Obi Toppin definitely still has. So we're going to go ahead and make the trade for him. He will definitely be backing up Keegan Murray, but now he's here, definitely going to be getting a bigger role. The final few trades I think we're going to make are probably just dumping off some of the excess players that really aren't going to play in hopes of getting some draft picks. So I'll try to go a little bit rapid fire with those. So let's do some of those right now. We're going to make one final trade that's not just for draft picks. We're going to send Chimsy Matsu and Alex Len over to Milwaukee. Jordan Noir is going to come back here. I'm actually going to move him to the small forward spot. He progressed really well when I did a Bucks rebuild the other day, and I'm hoping he can kind of go ahead and do that in today's video as well. So I'm going to slide him down to that small forward spot. He's hopefully going to go ahead and kind of take the reins over, backing up Norman Powell for now. But, you know, in my opinion, it's not a horrible backup option. He'll probably still be the 10th man on the rotation, but it's not terrible. So I'm going to go ahead and just move his position real quick. I don't really see any other major trades that we can make on this team. What I might try to do right now is maybe get a draft pick for like Svi Mikhailiuk, maybe Kent Bazemore. Probably nobody else is really going to be able to get me a draft pick, though. So let me just go ahead and see if I can get a draft pick of any sort for either of these two guys. They want to give me one in Cleveland. That's fine by me. And then who's the other player I said? It was Kent Bazemore. We'll see if anybody wants to give me a first-round pick here for Kent Bazemore, but I kind of doubt it. Not really seeing any, but I did see 2 seconds, I think, somewhere. The Charlotte Hornets, that's fine. He wasn't going to play anyways. Let's set the rotation. We're all set here at the start of year 1 in Sacramento. Is it going to be a good year? Probably not. I don't really see this team anywhere near the top of the Western Conference. Hell, we might not even make the playoffs. But playing would be cool to make. Ultimately, I wouldn't mind getting a good draft pick again. We'll see what ends up happening. It's De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk. The game actually wanted me to start Kevin Huerter. I'm going with Malik Monk strictly based off the fact that I'd rather have him starting. You can get into the argument of who's the better player. I'm going with Malik Monk. Norman Powell, Keegan Murray, and then Domantas Sabonis. This front court's definitely one of the stronger points of this team. It's definitely something I'm excited to build around for the remainder of this video, and hopefully they can both have a good year. We have Davion Mitchell, Obi Toppin, Kevin Huerter, Rashawn Holmes, and Jordan Noir coming off the bench. Definitely not a terrible bench. It's not my best bench ever, but it's a really good starting point and something that we can definitely build upon. So this is how it's looking here for year 1. I have no idea how this year is going to go. I'll see you guys at the end of it. I was not paying enough attention to see our record. I cannot imagine it was a very good season, though. I saw we started out with a whole lot of losses on the year. Does not encourage me very much. It's a 37.5-point triple-double for Luka Doncic. So, yeah, MVP. Keegan Murray, Rookie of the Year. I will take it. 16 points, 7.5 boards, 1 assist. Beautiful. I'd like to get that 3-point percentage up a little bit ideally, but rookie season, I can live with it. I'm very happy with those numbers from, hopefully, our future stud power forward. Ben Simmons, 6th man of the year. Giannis wins Depoy. Trey Jones, most improved. Billy Donovan, coach of the year. So when the Bulls are not the team I'm controlling, they're very good, but when I control them, they absolutely suck. Yeah, it was a frustrating Bulls rebuild yesterday. Let's take a look at the standings. How good were we? Oh, boy. 30-52. Not exactly where I was kind of hoping to be here. It gives us odds, what is that? Probably around the 6th, 7th overall pick, something like that. It's obviously not great, but I'll take the high draft pick. We can see what we can kind of work out there. Numbers on the year, De'Aaron Fox around 21 points, 3.5 boards, almost 7 assists. Then it was, Keegan Murray, Norman Powell, Domantas Sabonis. I'll take that from Sabonis. You know, he's not really doing it in the scoring department too much, but I'll take the rebounds and the assists definitely. Good job there. Malik Monk, Obi Toppin, Davion Mitchell, Kevin Huerter, Nora, Rashawn Holmes. Overall, I think the team definitely needs to be, you know, kind of critiqued a little bit. They need to be, maybe tweaked is the better word. There's some moves that I can make that are definitely going to help this team this offseason, including that draft pick. I don't believe anybody else has our draft pick, which I'm very much hoping for. DeMar wins finals MVP. I guess, you know, again, when they do Bulls rebuilds, they win in finals. I don't. Let's hit the draft lottery. I'm really strongly thinking we have our draft pick. Yes, we do. Okay, so we're projected the 5th overall pick right now. If we can move up, that would obviously be cool. And oh boy, we dropped to 7. Not the way I wanted it to go. Steph signing. Mike Brown's still here. Yes, he is. He's on a multi-year deal. I don't think Mike Brown's the greatest head coach. He's not the worst head coach in the league, in my opinion. We'll give him one more year. If the moves I make to this team, in my opinion, are up to a standard that we should be winning more games, and we don't, then I'll probably move on. But at this point in time, I didn't give him the greatest team, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. We do have the 7th overall draft pick. There are definitely still some options there. If we look at the players under contract right now, it's a pretty decent and pretty long list. So I'm thinking of going ahead. I'm not getting Scoot. I'm not getting Victor. I don't really think either of those guys would significantly contribute to this team right now, but what would significantly contribute, I hate to say it, is probably an upgrade at the shooting guard spot. So if we kind of look at some options there, we have somebody like Nick Smith, who's projected to be a pretty decently high pick. I believe he's around 4 or 5 currently in a lot of the mock drafts that I've been seeing. Could be a really good option for us there if he's still there at number 7. I might try to solidify something and maybe move up a few spots. Let's see if I can find something. The Utah Jazz currently own the 4th overall pick, and I think moving up to that spot would definitely give us Nick Smith. So I'm going to go ahead and offer number 7, Richaun Holmes. I hate to say it, Richaun Holmes really didn't play too well for us this past season. I know I said earlier in the video I think his overall should be a little bit higher. I didn't really give him the best opportunity. I mean, I only played him 13 minutes a night, so he definitely would be better. But he's also a pretty big contract, and he will be expiring after next year. And I want the number 4 overall pick, so I didn't think that was going to go through. I also have pick 3 in round 2. You want to do that? And how about if I just throw you a couple other second-round picks at this point? And I agree to that. So number 4 is on the board for us here. Let's go ahead and see who goes 1, 2, and 3. Hopefully it's not Nick Smith, and it's not. Victor goes 1, Henderson goes 2. It makes sense. Gregory Jackson goes 3. And Nick Smith is officially ours here at 4, and I'm super excited that he's going to be joining us here in Sacramento. So he's a 78 overall. We'll definitely be taking over that starting spot. We're going to bring back everybody here, including Sam Merrill. Maybe we can get some sort of pick for him. Neemias Quetta is not going to be in qualifying. Same with Luka Vildoza. Really just don't need them on the team. We enter a free agency where we don't really have anybody. We really don't. So we're going to make some sort of trade. Let's see what we can find. I was looking to trade Malik Monk for some sort of good backup center, but the Orlando Magic want to give us their top 3 protected draft pick next year. I have no idea why. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to take it. I mean, oops, shit, didn't mean to do that. We look at this Magic roster. It's a decently deep roster, but there's not a ton of talent on it. So, what? You literally just offered me. Oh, my God. This game, like, the menus, like, quit out way too much. It's really weird how that happens. At this point in time, I'm going to trade Sam Merrill. I was considering going ahead and trying to find an upgrade at the starting small forward spot, but honestly, Norman Powell really didn't play that bad. So what I'm going to do right now is kind of just run it back, give it another year. We're going to sign Jakob Poeltl, honestly. That's honestly a really good backup center option. Everybody else kind of free to go, and that's going to be our final move here of the offseason. Let's see what this team can do. Here's how the rotation is going to look at the start of year 2. We didn't make a ton of crazy moves this offseason. I want to give this team another year to develop and another year to kind of go out and prove themselves. So here's how we're going to do it. It's going to be De'Aaron Fox. We have number 4 overall draft pick Nick Smith here at the shooting guard spot. I'm very high on him. I have very big hopes. We have Norman Powell here at the small forward spot. I was considering making a trade with him, but he does have more years on his contract. If he was expiring, it probably would have been a different story. And honestly, he didn't even play too bad for us last year. So we'll figure out what we want to do with him past this year. The regression is a little bit unfortunate, but he's good enough for now. We have Keegan Murray here at the starting power forward spot, and then Domantas Sabonis at the center position. We have Davion Mitchell, Jakob Poeltl, our new backup center, Obi Toppin, Kevin Huerter, and Jordan Noor. Also, reason I went with Kevin Huerter over Malik Monk was strictly based off contract. He's locked up much longer. He is much more expensive. Also could be helpful if we maybe make a really big trade this offseason. So we're going to go ahead, run it back here in year 2, and maybe we'll make the playoffs. Who knows? I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. So we went 38-44. I was able to see our record before the year stopped simming, and ultimately it's not as good as we wanted to be. But I really think we're a move or 2 away from kind of being in the mix. And it does make me a little bit nervous that we're 95% chance not in the playoffs this year. But we're going to hopefully win it all next year. I'm pretty confident in that. It's a 37-point triple-double for Luka Doncic. Shocker, I know. Scoot Henderson, Rookie of the Year. Cole Anthony, 6th man. I was kind of hoping Davion Mitchell was in that conversation. Joel Embiid, Defensive Player of the Year. Darius Garland, Most Improved. Nate McMillan, Coach of the Year. So we're actually in the play-in here as a 9th seed. That's kind of funny here at 38 wins, but I guess that's kind of how the NBA works here today. How are the Warriors at 36 wins? It makes no sense. Oh, shit. Were the Magic good? Well, I guess that Orlando Magic draft pick was not going to be as good as we maybe thought it was. Let's take a look at the numbers on the year and see how it was. What the fuck? I did not. Hold up. Okay. There we go. De'Aaron Fox, Keegan Murray, Nick Smith, Domantas Sabonis, Norman Powell, Davion Mitchell, Obi Toppin, Poeltl, Noor, Huerter. Overall, I think this team, the scoring is pretty spread out. We don't really have a decisive number 1 option. You can probably say it's De'Aaron Fox, but it could be different every game. I'm very comfortable with De'Aaron Fox being our number 1 option ultimately, but we will see. Here in the playoffs, this Suns team is very good, so let's just sim through this game. We actually make it on to the second round here of the plan, and we got the Los Angeles Clippers, who still have Kawhi and Paul George. Kobe White's now here, Jason Preston. I'm not really sure what this team's doing here. And we end up losing. It didn't really matter. I mean, we were going to lose ultimately anyways, but let's just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off And now we are officially heading into the offseason. What in the hell? 15 points and 15.5 assists per game? Jesus goddamn Christ, 2K. Oh, brother. All right, well, we are going to go... What the fuck? I'm hitting start. It's just not simulating. Simulate round. Pelicans sweep the Indiana Pacers. I have no idea what the Pacers were doing in the NBA Finals. Yeah, I just... What? That's 2K for you. Let's hit the draft lottery. We are not probably going to have a very good draft pick, which is fine. I didn't trade for any draft picks. It's the Raptors, the Knicks, the Spurs, the Thunder, and the Spurs again. So we enter an offseason right now of maybe moving on from Mike Brown. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm going to find myself a new head coach. I'm not going to say it's his fault, but I think in a team like this, in a rebuild like this, we kind of got to go ahead and solidify ourselves as one of the top coaches in the league if we want any chance of winning a championship here. Mark Dagnall's here. I'm a big Mark Dagnall fan. I just don't know if he's the man for the job. Somebody that probably is Mike Stauffer, and I know a lot of you guys don't actually give a shit about who my head coach is. I'm going to go ahead and get the best one. We're going to go ahead now and see. So we got the 13th overall pick. It's our own. We have 16 from the Chicago Bulls, 25 from the Magic, and then 25 in round 2 from the New Orleans Pelicans as well. We take a look at the players currently under contract. We have about 5 of them right now. And I don't really think I want to really move any of them, but I may try. We might see what we can come up with here. Let's make a trade. I'm going to try to get Brandon Ingram on this team. I think he'd really solidify that starting small forward spot for me. He's typically a guy I trade for a decent amount. I haven't traded for him in a long time, so I'm going to try to pick him up because I know he's somebody that you can actually go ahead and trade for. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I definitely have the picks to go ahead and make this hopefully go through. I'd rather not give up 13, but if I have to, I probably will. Honestly, just take it. It's fine. And then I'll probably have to give up, like, can I just do a second round pick? Is that an option? Nope. How about first in 2028? Holy shit, you won't do that? This kind of sucks, but I'll probably do it because Brandon Ingram's really a game changer on this team, and that is a fat trade package for Brandon Ingram, but we ultimately really needed him here. So welcome to the team, Brandon Ingram. You're going to solidify that starting small forward spot for me, which was something I was kind of lacking a little bit of. I'm not going to shit on Norman Powell, but he really wasn't going to be a championship caliber starter on this team. They draft Lance Sheldon for me. Sure, 6'10". Welcome to the team. Davion Mitchell, Keegan Murray definitely both coming back. Qualifying offers. I'd like to give Obi Toppin a qualifying offer. I'd like to bring him back here and be the backup to Keegan Murray. So Domantas Sabonis is obviously a priority for me. That is a whole lot of money for Domantas Sabonis. I'm going to probably replace Jordan Nora. Ultimately, I thought he'd progress maybe a little bit more. I will wait on Obi Toppin, just because I want to give him a real contract. So we get Sabonis back. He's on a 5-year, $211 million deal. I mean, god damn. We're going to pay Obi Toppin as well to come off the bench for us, and this team's kind of all set at this point. The moves I have to make are finding myself a new backup small forward, and I need to find myself a new backup center. It's going to be a 9-man rotation. We're just going to have to figure out what we kind of want it to look like. So how about I sign Bogdan Bogdanovic? You want to come here? You were in Sacramento. Welcome back. And then my my backup center, I don't really want Boogie. How about if I sign like TJ McConnell and then I'll trade the couple picks I have left and see if we can find some sort of maybe serviceable backup center. I'll throw in Sheldon as well and a pick right here. Just give me a center. It does not need to be anybody great. I saw Armando Bacot. I'm looking for somebody maybe a little bit better. Honestly, oh boy. Give me Aaron Holiday and I'll throw some more picks in and I'll find somebody a little bit different. It sucks I had to include Pirtle in that deal because I kind of wanted to keep him, but Derek Levers hasn't really played. Dario Saric, honestly, had a pretty good year last year. Probably as good as it's going to get. All right, so is this the team that's going to win a championship? I guess only time will tell, but the way we kind of went about this rebuild is we didn't completely destroy the core of this team, which was kind of my goal. So I'm pretty happy with it nonetheless. And I'll see you guys at the start of year 3. I'm hoping we can somehow go from not even making the playoffs to winning a championship in one offseason. We did make a really big move trading for Brandon Ingram. He's definitely going to help this team win games. Is this a championship contender? I don't really know. It's a fun team, though. We went about this one a little bit differently. We didn't trade the young player we drafted. We went ahead and kept a guy like Keegan Murray, who maybe hasn't hit his full potential yet. I'm still really happy with this team. Also, the fact that De'Aaron Fox has progressed 1 overall is complete bullshit. This game sucks. De'Aaron Fox, Nick Smith, Brandon Ingram, Keegan Murray, and Domantas Sabonis is going to be the starting 5. The bench unit, we have Davion Mitchell, who's an 84 overall, coming off the bench. Might be a little bit of overkill at the point guard spot. Ultimately, I wanted to keep him. I wanted to keep Nick Smith. I wanted to keep Keegan Murray. So we did it. Bench unit, we also have Bogdan Bogdanovic, who's now back here. We have Obi Toppin. We have Dario Saric. And then, yeah, it's a 9-man rotation. We have Rocco here if we really need him. I will see you guys at the end of the third and final year. Who knows what's going to happen with this team. I think I saw we won 49 games, which ultimately isn't that great, but we went about this rebuild in a little bit of a different way. And honestly, I'm kind of fine with it. We're probably in the playoffs. Who knows what will happen. We will see. Darius Garland, MVP. Justin Edwards, Rookie of the Year. KPJ, 6th man. Bam Adebayo, Depoy, Dyson Daniels, Most Improved. JB Bickerstaff, Coach of the Year. We're 4 seed here in the West. It's honestly not too bad. 49 wins. I was right on the nose with that. So, yeah. We will see what happens ultimately, but, you know, we as I mentioned, we went about this rebuild kind of a little bit of a different way, and ultimately I'm fine with it. Brandon Ingram, Keegan Murray actually had a really solid season. Followed by Nick Smith, De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, Davion Mitchell, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Obi Toppin, Saric. Who is this? Skylar Mays. Rebounds here was Domantas Sabonis, and assists was De'Aaron Fox. New Orleans Pelicans in round 1. That is not a fun team to play in the slightest. We obviously have Brandon Ingram from them, but they are still a very, very talented team with Mr. Zion Williamson himself. And are we going to lose in round 1? It looks like we probably are. Wow. It does not go the way that I thought this was going to go. It really didn't. I don't know what the hell the Indiana Pacers are doing in the finals. They added DeJounte Murray, and it's interesting. Well, I'll show you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly. Today was unfortunately one of the ugly ones, but I think we still made a pretty fun team. And, yeah, that's how this one's going to look. You know, we didn't go cookie cutter method. We took a little bit of a different approach, and ultimately I was kind of fine with it. I didn't want to blow up the core of this team of Fox, Sabonis, Mitchell, Keegan Murray, and guys like that. And we didn't, and it didn't turn out to be a championship. But you don't win them all, and ultimately it sucks, but I'm fine with it. Hopefully you guys still enjoyed, though. If you did, please like down below. That'd be awesome. Of course, if you guys are new around here, feel free to subscribe and stick around a while. I promise you we do win championships in some videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.